You're watching Pyro Media Network. First time joining us, welcome. We hope your experience with us is fruitful. While we are loading your experience, please do us a quick favor and hit that like button from whichever platform you're watching or listening on. And we do hope you consider hitting that subscribe or follow button so you can check out more of our amazing content. All right, let's start the show.
What is going on, fam? We are back with another episode of Kwame Speaks. I want to just jump right on into it. We have a lot to talk about tonight, or today, rather, this morning. This is pre-recorded, so shout out to the future self and all of you guys out there. I will be in the comments, so you guys can go ahead and engage with me there. If you're listening on the replay, be sure to comment, like, share, and subscribe. And also, if you have not done so already, go ahead and text Kwame to 833-793-2423, and you'll get updates of when I upload and go live on my personal YouTube page. Or you can go ahead and text Blaze if you're a pyromaniac, and you can go ahead and text Blaze to the same number, 833-793-2423, when Pyro Media goes live or uploads new content. So go ahead and like, share, and subscribe for me, and let's go ahead and get on into the dang thing. So we have some things going on. As you guys know, the Epstein files have been kind of this huge thing that's been going on as far as, trying to find out what's going on with them. It's been a major campaign promise for y'all's president and for Maga, and so it's just been a huge craziness going on here. We're gonna start off when let's go back a little bit and start off when the Wall Street Journal reported that Trump had told Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, that his name appeared multiple times in the Epstein investigative files. I'm sorry, he did not tell. He was told by Pam Bondi that his name was in there for multiple times.
Tonight, a new report that President Trump is named in the Epstein files. And the Wall Street Journal states that he was briefed in May by the Attorney General, Pam Bondi, that his name appeared multiple times, according to senior administration officials. The Journal writes the files contained what officials felt was unverified hearsay about many people, including Trump, who had socialized with Epstein in the past, saying Trump was told many other high-profile figures were also named. Tonight, neither the White House nor the Justice Department would respond specifically to whether the president's name is included. But a DOJ official points out a mention of anyone would not necessarily suggest wrongdoing. Further, the Attorney General Pam Bondi did release a statement. Nothing in the files warranted further investigation or prosecution. As part of our routine briefing, we made the president aware of the findings. Asked by reporters last week if the Attorney General told him his name is in the files, the president denied it.
Did she tell you at all that your name appeared in the file?
No, she's given us just a very quick briefing, and in terms of the credibility of the different things that they've seen.
President Trump has said he had a falling out with Epstein 2 decades ago. The White House says the president kicked him out of his club for being a creep, dismissing the new report as fake news. In a separate update, a blow to the president's call to unseal secret grand jury testimony in the Epstein case, a push made by the DOJ after pressure, including the president's Maga base. A federal judge in Florida denied the request, stating the government failed to meet any of the rare exceptions for disclosure allowed under the law.
All right, Kelly joins us now live.
So with all that being said, we had, him denying that it even happened, the Wall Street Journal, or denying that he was never told that his name was in there, that everything was fine. Then we find out that he was told about it. Then the White House eventually responded because they initially didn't, but he labeled it as fake news. They said that he said that they didn't exist. It was a hoax, but it wasn't a hoax before. During the campaign, the 2024 campaign, like that was a big promise that you were giving. You said you were going to release the MLK files. You said you were going to release the JFK files, and then you kind of squeamishly said something, wavered on the Epstein files when that was a big push. And you said that all these Democrats were in it, and all that it was a huge QAnon conspiracy, and you fed your base that promise. Then you didn't, and then now it's like gaslighting, right? So then you went to your True Social situation, and like basically cussed out your entire base, and talking about how it's Obama and the Hillary or Clintons and all this stuff. It was everybody but you. But nobody brought this up on the left. You were the ones that brought it up. You were the one that promised your base that you were going to release the files. And my whole thing is, at the end of the day, personally, I don't think that there's anything in the files that's worth waiting for or worth, blasting. Because if there was anything that was of significance, the Biden administration, I can't see the Biden administration or even anybody on the left not being able to utilize that against them politically. Like, I just don't see that, not during a campaign. Like, we can sit here and say, oh, the left is great and the right is this, whatever. Political games are political games, right? Everybody does op-eds and op reporting on the other side. So we're not going to sit here and, piss on something and call it rain. Okay, so let's be honest and intellectually honest with the situation. So I don't think that there's anything major beyond what it is with the Epstein files. However, I do think that there's a significant information in there that will lead, because why are you holding it then? Is it because your name is all over? It's because of your ties to Jeffrey Epstein? Is it misleading? Is it not misleading? Is it leading to a something more? What are you hiding? Because you look like you're hiding something. And why your base, of all people, you attack your base? That was crazy, So I don't understand where all of this is coming from. I don't understand why this is like a huge deal for you, and why this is not something that you can't have a conversation on. And then so this is on the 16th. Trump called July 16th. Trump called the Epstein controversy a scam and a hoax. And it's deriving from Democrats and even calling some Republicans weaklings for demanding transparency. Now that's wild to me. Like, you were all big on draining the swamp and talking about you're going to make America transparent again, and all of these different things. And here you are doing the same tactics that you said the deep state did. whatever the deep state, whoever the proverbial deep state was. You are now what you said that you were fighting against, because you've always been that. And that's really what you need to come to terms with. And that's really what Maga needs to come to terms with. He has been everything that you guys said that you were fighting against. Let that sink in for a little bit. And while that's sinking in, make sure you guys are liking, sharing, and subscribing if you haven't done so already. And if you're feeling so inclined, please feel free to bless me, with a little, it takes a lot to run this and to run all of these different things. So supporting the platform and myself would be greatly appreciated. So you can do so at Cash App at Kwame C86 or at PayPal at paypal.me /K Corbett with 2 T's and the number 1. All right, y'all. Let's take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, I want to deep dive a little bit more into what's going on here with these Epstein files and really kind of see what the big deal is. What's the hoopla all about? What's the real issue? Let's talk about it when we come back.
Hey y'all, it's Nicole D. Vick from Nicole D. Vick Live, and you're watching Pyro Media Network.
Hey, it's Pastor Kim from It's Just Kim Live Show, and you're watching Pyro Media Network.
And we're back. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let's go ahead and get back into what we were just talking. If you're just tuning in, we were talking about the Epstein files and how a lot of these different, the way that the Trump administration, even Trump himself, has responded to it has been really, really weird, right? And so we talked about the history going back and kind of leading up to where we're at now, where it came to how he was pushing it as a campaign promise that he was going to release the Epstein files. Then he was a little wavery on it. Then he went ahead and started saying that it was a hoax and a scam, when and all of a sudden, how could that be when you were the ones that pushed it? Then he blamed the left on it and said it was the Democrats and Hillary and Obama and all these different people, and it didn't make any sense. And my thing is, like I said before we went to break, is if we're going to be in a situation where we're going to be intellectually honest. If you didn't do anything wrong, and there's nothing wrong in the files, and the files are a big hoax, as you say, let us determine that. Release them, and then we'll figure that out. Like, I don't understand. And it's almost a bipartisan thing. Like, it's not that big of a deal if it's nothing in it. So you're making it worse by not releasing it or not declassifying it. And yes, there's other people. There's victims in it, and all of it. We definitely want to protect them. We definitely want to make sure that they are not caught up in the hoopla of it all. But at the same time, you're making it bigger than what it is, thus pulling them in. So I don't know. I have questions, but let's deep dive into this. So we talked about the Wall Street Journal article or reporting that that Pam Bondi had originally reported or had told Trump that his name was appeared multiple times in the Epstein files, and then how the White House had responded and all this stuff or whatever, and then his basically crashing out on Truth Social, and then further escalating in tone and calling like the media coverage BS, and everything is a hoax and it was driven by the Democrats and all of this stuff, further making him look worse. But the ongoing controversy and the political fallout is not only like making the House Democrat or the House Republicans like splinter, but it's making MAGA kind of break up, right? It's making MAGA, devolve, if you will. And so it's just been a little crazy. So breaking down the lies versus like the transparency clash, right? Trump's dismissal of like serious investigative findings clashes with his earlier campaign promise to release the Epstein files client list. So he was talking about how, like I said before, he that was a major campaign promise of his. Now he's saying that it doesn't exist, that it's a hoax, it's fake, it's whatever. Which is what he had said, and MAGA had said the deep state was saying about the Epstein files, right? And then now this is dividing the GOP base, right? The GOP base, rather. So it's just really, really weird. And so from my perspective, it's not about like the canarying, right? It's not about like just kind of signaling and signifying the pattern, right? It's also about attacking the institutions when inconvenient, right? Avoiding accountability and all, while wielding conspiracy tropes, right? Like that's really what the issue is. So my question to you guys, and you can leave it in the comments, but do you believe Trump's hoax rhetoric is a distraction from his own entanglements in Epstein's world? Like what is really like, because to me for me, like I said before, if it's nothing in there, there's nothing to see there, why are you making this like a dog and pony show? Like all of a sudden, like, it's a hoax. There's got to be something going on. There's got to be an issue, right? And so for me, like the timeline is clear, right? Like from the Washington, oh my God, tongue tied. The Wall Street Journal, I was going to say Washington Post, but the Wall Street Journal post or revelations to like legal maneuvers and aggressive pushback from the White House to like Trump's repeated labeling of the Epstein files as a hoax, which is reading less like a denouncement of misinformation and more like a tactic to deflect and disarm scrutiny, which is super weird. But all of this is like just really leads me to like, one must ask, is this a pattern of denial and labeling evidence as hoax is simply politically like misdirection or something way more sinister? And I know we can have these conspiracy theories. I know we can kind of look and we don't know everything that's going on because of the fact that they haven't released everything yet. But is the administration shielding powerful figures? Is it just Trump that we're worried about? Or is it Trump's friends? Is it a circle of people? What's really going on? And then the question also, remains is like, is it simply manipulating a base already disposed to distrusting institutions, right? When twisting hoax becomes the fallback answer, transparency becomes collateral damage. So my question, or before I go, that's all like I'm going to talk about for today. I'm going to talk more about it in Patreon. I'm going to deep dive into it in Patreon and really kind of figure out like who Epstein was for those who may not know. I'm going to compile it into a nice report for you guys to kind of have a conversation. And also talk about Ghislaine Maxwell and that situation, right? There's so much going on with this. And it just leads me, to like trying to figure out, what is he hiding? What is he hiding? Well, that's going to do it for me today, you guys. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in and listening in. If you found, these headlines complicated or concerning, good. Stay curious, stay critical, and stay engaged. Have a good one, you guys.
Thank you for watching Pyro Media Network. For more information, please visit pyromedianetwork.com.